Your state isn't just asking you to look for work, they're asking you to prove it. Every week you certify for unemployment, you're checking a box that says, yes, I looked for work. That box is a legal statement. And if your state ever audits your claim, and they do audit claims, you need to be able to back it up. Before we get into the details, a few groups don't need to worry about any of this. The most common exemption is claimants with a definite recall date. If your employer has told you you're coming back to work within a few weeks, most states waive the work search requirement since you already have a job to return to. How many weeks counts as definite varies by state, so check your specific threshold. A couple of other groups get work search waived or modified too. Union members with a hiring hall who follow union dispatch rules, and anyone in state-approved training, whether that's a formal program like trade adjustment assistance or simply a training course your state agency has signed off on. If any of these apply to you, check your state's specific rule instead of assuming you're automatically exempt. For everyone else, here's what you actually need to know. Let's talk about what looking for work actually means, because many claimants get this wrong. Not every job search activity counts. Most states want documented contact with an actual employer. That means submitting an application online or in person, sending a resume in response to a posting, a job interview. In some states, a documented networking contact with someone who could hire you. In some states, an approved reemployment activity like a resume writing workshop, interview prep class, or job fair can also count toward your weekly total, sometimes even replacing one of your required employer contacts. What usually does not count: browsing job boards without applying, updating your resume, reading career advice articles. Browsing isn't searching. Your state wants evidence you reached out to an actual employer or participated in an activity your state specifically recognizes. One more nuance worth knowing: applying to the same job twice within a several-week window, 5 weeks in some states, doesn't count as a new contact. Several states are explicit about this. Browsing or just having a resume posted isn't enough. It has to be an actual application or contact. This is where it gets tricky because the number isn't the same everywhere. Typically, it's 1 to 5 work search contacts per week, with most states clustering around 3. Delaware sits at the low end with just 1. Florida's on the high end at 5. Some states set the number by county unemployment rate. Others require a mix of activities, not just applications, but also things like job fairs or workshops. Bottom line, you need to know your state's specific number. Don't assume it's the same as your neighbors, and don't assume it's the same as what you remember from years ago. A lot of states adjusted these rules post-pandemic. Here's the part people skip, even in states that don't strictly require it. Keep your own log. Every contact, date, employer, position, method of contact, and outcome if you know it. A basic spreadsheet or even a notes app is fine. It just has to exist. How long should you actually hold on to these records? That varies by state too, commonly somewhere between 1 and 5 years. Connecticut's around 3 years. North Carolina goes up to 5. The safe general rule: keep your records for at least a year, ideally longer. Here's why all of this actually matters. States run something called a BAM program, Benefit Accuracy Measurement, that audits a sample of claims every year specifically to test work search compliance. You may have 10 days or less to produce proof if you're selected, so trying to reconstruct 3 weeks of job search history from memory under a deadline is a bad position to be in. And here's the part people don't expect. Not documenting your search can trigger an overpayment even if you actually did the work search. The state can't verify it, so it doesn't count. If you can't document your work search and you get audited, your state can deny those weeks retroactively, meaning you now owe back the benefits you already received and spent. Some states also add penalties on top. This is one of the most common and most avoidable reasons claimants end up owing money back. Know your number. Keep your records. That's it. That's the whole system in 2 sentences. But it's the 2 sentences that keep people out of overpayment trouble. Full breakdown is up on the Substack Thursday. Links below. If this was helpful, subscribe for more straight talk unemployment guidance. No jargon, no runaround.